Today I'm going to be breaking down the strongest strategy here at Townhall 10 that you could use to 3-star any base. So the strategy in question is of course Zap Dragons, but this specific variation we are going to be using that giant arrow on the queen, which basically means we are going to be clearing out all of the air defenses and we're still going to have spells left over. So this strategy is insanely strong. The links for it will be down in the description if you want to grab it. While you're down there, feel free to subscribe to us here at the Barracks for lots more content. But let's jump right in and we'll break this one down for you. So at Townhall 10, honestly, this strategy is insanely strong. What you're going to want to look for in base identification is 2 air defenses that you're going to be able to pick off with your giant's arrow. So if you haven't used it before, basically how it works is it's going to shoot a straight arrow right across the base. And you need to make sure you're going to catch at least 2 of those air defenses. So for us, it's going to be these 2 right here. We can see they are pretty much in a line. We're going to be able to line up our queen, use her ability, that giant arrow is going to take out both of them. And then for the remaining air defenses, 1 over here and 1 over here, all we're going to do is zap them out. It's going to take 4 lightning spells per air defense. And then of course you're going to have a few spells left over. So you guys can see exactly how we do it. Using those lightning spells first, 4 for that one. 4 are going to be coming in over here, taking care of that air defense as well. Of course, when you're using those lightning spells, you want to get maximum value. So if you can catch any other buildings to take them down, that is going to be all the better. There is the ability going off, and you see we take out both of those air defenses as well as a couple of other buildings. Now what I would say is your giant arrow will need to be maxed out at Townhall 10, which is going to be level 12. If it's anything less than level 12, you will not one-shot those air defenses. You can of course bring in potentially an earthquake spell to finish them off if you've not quite got it maxed out, but I would of course definitely recommend trying to max out if you can, because down here at these lower town halls it is by far one of the strongest pieces of equipment. After that, all you're going to do is clear a little bit of an entryway for your dragons to come in. We're also going to be bringing a few balloons on this one. We have a Rage Bell, 2 Freezies, and the Stone Slammer. So a couple of balloons going out in front just to test for any of those Seeking Air Mines, and then it is as simple as spamming those dragons in. Honestly, because there's now no air defenses on this base, the only thing that might potentially cause you some issues is the clan castle troops. But I actually believe in this one, we have balloons in the clan castle, which means we're not really going to come across any issues because of course they cannot target air-based troops. That Stone Slammer ripping through the back end of this one. Plenty of dragons left up. King, you can pretty much bring any equipment you want on him. It really doesn't matter. But we've crushed through this base. Yeah, you guys can see from this first attack, with no air defenses left up and still spells left, yeah, none of these bases stand a chance. Honestly, we probably didn't even need to use a siege machine. We still would have completely crushed this base. It ends up popping right there. We've got balloons going to be coming out of it, and this is going to kick off with a 3-star. So let me know down in the comments if you're going to be trying this strategy out. We have 2 more examples of Zap Dragons here at Townhall 10 that we're going to be jumping in to take a look at. But for me personally, this potentially alongside Zap Witches are definitely some of the strongest strategies you can use, as well as some of the easiest. So there is the first 3-star. Let's jump in and we'll take a look at the next. And here we are on the next base. So like I said, we're going to be looking to identify 2 air defenses that we can line up together with our giant arrow. We have a couple of options actually for this one. We potentially could get this air defense and this one if we put our queen down over here, or we could get this one and this one if we were to put our queen down on this elixir collector. So a few options here, but of course we are going to be bringing in the lightning spells for the other 2 anyway, so it really doesn't matter. There's the first lightning spells going to be coming in, taking out 4 of those defenses, catching 3 and a load of damage on the other ones. We're then actually going to be using the giant arrow down here, so you guys can see as long as you can line up that giant arrow like we did there, you're still going to be able to get value. So it's all about that placement. You can go ahead and use a ruler or something like that, or even just your hand to kind of line up, see the straight line between the 2 air defenses, where you're going to need to put your queen and when she's going to need to shoot that giant arrow. So the only way this strategy really is going to go wrong is if your giant arrow doesn't go off in the right direction. But typically, if you plan things out and you take your time, you're going to be able to pick off those 2 remaining air defenses. We want to try and keep our heroes alive for as long as possible, so we're going to be freezing up that enemy king. And then we're going to be going ahead and spamming the rest of our troops in. The king and the queen used to create that funnel at the bottom section. We have one dragon going off to that left hand side just to help funnel them in a little bit, because of course we do still have some of those troops to deal with in the middle of the base. You can see the balloons going to be coming out of that CC. If you're coming across something like an E-dragon or a regular dragon or even witches, they're not going to cause you too many problems because you have that rage spell and you have that freeze spell, which you can use, of course, to push through those clan castle troops. You could potentially bring a poison spell as well if you wanted, but typically I find as long as you bring a rage spell for those dragons, they're going to be able to get through any of those clan castle troops, no problem at all. You'll see on this one, we even have 2 single target infernos. That is not going to be an issue for us because we brought those free spells and we have so many dragons and of course our stone slammer left on the back end. We still have that rage spell to be deployed, and this one, again, absolutely crushed. I have yet to see this strategy actually fail. The only time I maybe have seen it fail is if someone messes up their giant arrow completely and utterly, but honestly, as long as you still were to snipe off one air defense with your giant arrow, yeah, you can just put your dragons and balloons straight into the last one and you're gonna crush bases. This is, honestly, I could see the giant arrow potentially getting nerfed down here at these lower town halls to where it doesn't take down the air defense in one shot, because for me it is a little bit too overpowered and it makes attacking down here at Town Hall 10 incredibly simple and incredibly easy, because all you have to do is one hero click, a couple of zaps, and you're 3-starring bases. It is as easy as that. So there's the second example. We have one more for you guys. Let's jump in, take a look at it, and you guys can let me know down in the comments if you're going to try it out. So here we are with the third and final one. We're going to be using those 4 lightning spells there. 4 lightning spells there, getting loads of value, taking out those additional defenses. So we can either put our queen over here, yep, and there it is right there. Exactly as I was about to say, the queen ability goes off, and we have already taken down, just with our lightning spells and giant arrow, just a huge amount of the base, like 20% of the base, which is absolutely unbelievable, just with our giant arrow and those lightning spells. Like I said, this strategy is so strong, and all you need for it is for your queen to be up there at giant arrow level 12. For her other piece of equipment, it doesn't matter too much. You can change this as, to whatever you think is best. For me, you could potentially use some epic equipment, maybe the frozen arrow, something like that. But honestly, it's totally up to you. If you've not got the frozen arrow, anything will work. But let's take a look at the rest of this attack. We're spamming in those right there. And yeah, this already, honestly, I could close my eyes and I know it's going to be a 3-star because this strategy is so incredibly strong. We're going to see that Seeking Airmine going off early on. Free spell going to be coming down on that single target Inferno. We have the Queen doing a little bit of work over towards that left-hand side before she does go down herself. King trying to do a bit of work over towards that right-hand side. We do have the Earthquake Boots for him, which can come in handy if we need to quickly funnel an inner section of the base, because you can pop those Earthquake Boots just like that and they are going to wipe out all of the walls. Allows your king to go on and crush through some of those buildings. You can see we tried to use it to push those dragons back into the core of the base, but honestly we have so many troops left up here and that rage spell, of course, it's not going to be an issue. Stone Slammer still pushing through the back end of this one, looking absolutely lovely. We're going to have those balloons coming out of that Stone Slammer, which I would definitely recommend, because the Stone Slammer down here at Town Hall 10 is definitely one of the strongest siege machines you can use. It has plenty of HP and it withstands a lot of damage, and when it bursts, yeah, you have those clan castle troops coming out. But just as these troops start to finish off this one for the 3-star, yeah, we're going to be finishing up this video. But if you did enjoy this video, feel free to head down and leave a like on the video. Subscribe to us here at the Barracks as well if you do enjoy these types of videos where I'm teaching you how to easily and quickly 3-star bases. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.